Valley Forge, Pennsylvania, December 25, 1777. Christmas dinner is little more than flour and scraps of beef. The men lie on damp ground in the open air or in makeshift tents and huts, too weak from cold and hunger to know the difference between waking and sleeping. If a British regiment suddenly appeared at the camp, these men might even be grateful to be taken prisoner. Half of the troops at Valley Forge are without blankets, and a third are without shoes, stockings, or breeches. Washington has written Congress a warning that unless there are new supplies of food and clothing, the army must starve, dissolve, or disperse. Washington later wrote,
"No history now extant can furnish an instance of an army suffering such uncommon hardships as ours has done, and bearing them with the same patience and fortitude. To see men without clothes to cover their nakedness, without blankets to lie on, without shoes, for the want of which their marches might be traced by the blood from their feet, and submitting without a murmur, is a proof of patience and obedience which, in my opinion, can scarce be paralleled."
What could possibly have held this army together through this ordeal? How could an inexperienced American army stick together? Most historians agree that the reason for their perseverance at Valley Forge can be attributed to their love of liberty and to their general George Washington and his amazing quality of leadership. With any other leader, the army would have dissolved and vanished. His character and encouragement inspired the army to follow his example. From the beginning, he tirelessly traveled throughout the camp, his very presence bringing strength to the men. It was Washington's character that helped sustain the army. But what sustained Washington? This question could easily be answered by Washington's troops or officers, for they knew his trust was completely in God. On one account, the general's temporary landlord, Isaac Potts, noticed his horse near a secluded grove of trees. Hearing a voice, he approached quietly and saw the general on his knees at prayer. Not wanting to be discovered, he stood motionless until Washington had finished and returned to his headquarters. Potts then hurried and returned home to tell his wife, Sarah,
"If George Washington be not a man of God, I am greatly deceived, and still more shall I be deceived, if God does not, through him, work out a great salvation for America."